We'll get started.
Word.
Okay, does this affect it if you could see? Okay. All right. So, hi guys. Welcome to our Johnny on the Spot. Basically, Johnny on the Spot is where they take two St. John students and give us a topic to talk about.
Hmm.
Today, I volunteered to talk about why did I choose St. John's, and I decided to have Tyler with me. Tyler's a really close friend of mine. We practically live together. Um, if I don't see him every single day, I see him every other day. Um, there's not a week that goes by where I don't see Tyler, even on vacation.
For
Um,
real.
so yeah, I decided to choose Tyler because he's a great friend. And he's also a great student ambassador. So I thought he would
Appreciate
be.
it.
I am hyping him up too much, but I thought he would be a great
Yeah,
person.
you guys might get underwhelmed.
So here on our first slide are some pictures of St. John's. Some pictures I decided that were really great at describing what to expect at St. John's. So a picture of student ambassador, Tyler in the morning holding his coffee. He looks really, really grumpy, but as you guys can tell right now, Tyler does have
I
one of the
always look like that.
so it's funny when you see him grumpy because, he has a great smile. So let's get
Thanks.
started. So, a little bit about me is my name is Ratisha. I'm a third year psychology student. I want to become a criminal psychiatrist, so eventually going to medical school. Also doing my master's, which I might be doing at St. John's at the 5-year program. A little bit about me outside of St. John's is that I'm a high school varsity cheer coach. This is a full-time job year-round, and it requires my full attention. We actually have one of my girls in here, Val, who I'm calling out again because I'm very proud to be her coach. Um, I'm also the social media and events coordinator for the Student Ambassador Program, which is why I'm hosting this Johnny on the Spot. They asked student ambassadors to host it. And aside from that, I was born and raised in New York City, specifically Queens. I'm also a transfer student. I'll talk a little bit about that into my future slides. But I transferred to St. John's my second semester of freshman year, so I barely got through the first
Couldn't
college.
even take it. All right, what's going on, guys? My name's Tyler. Yeah, I guess so. I'll tell you where I'm from. So I'm from like about an hour north upstate. I don't know if you guys know Poughkeepsie, Newburgh. So I always fight with Tisha on where it is, but it is a little upstate. But yeah, not too bad. But a little bit about me. I have two sisters. I'm actually a triplet, so I do have a pretty unique perspective on college. I can speak on three different schools. I'm not gonna name them, but we'll bring it up later. I love golfing. I was into it before it got popular, before COVID, but all my friends do it now, so I love golfing. I love going to concerts. I've seen over 120 people. That if you want to find me, that's where I'll be. I'm also a really creative person, so outside of school, outside of student ambassadors, I like to have a project on my hands usually, whether it be making like incense holders, tables, rugs. Like I kind of do it all. So hit me up if you need one. But yeah,
Tyler makes really great rugs. I asked him to make a rug for my birthday this year.
yeah, hit me up. I got you.
Okay, cool. So let's get into the nitty-gritty about why I didn't decide to choose St. John's at first. So, as
Mistake.
I mentioned before, I am a transfer student. I went to the University of Scranton, which, if you watch The Office, it'll be a probably familiar name. No, I didn't choose to go to Scranton because of Michael Scott. Although his face was plastered everywhere, it wasn't for me. It wasn't my cup of tea. I went to Scranton because my mom gave me an ultimatum. She said, you can either go to Scranton, which is about 2.5 hours away from New York, and dorm, or you could go to St. John's and have a car. I wanted to dorm. I wanted to get that college experience. Big mistake, but decided to push past every person giving me their opinion saying that you shouldn't go away, and I decided to. And yeah, I just went to Scranton because I wanted to dorm. There was no point of me dorming at St. John's. It's 25 minutes away. I didn't really want a car. I was thinking, why would I need a car if I'm going away, having a whole house over there at Scranton, if I'm having a meal plan. Just basically the dorming life appealed to me more than what St. John's did. And also, In my school, I always heard about my high school, I always heard about St. John's. I knew a lot of my friends were going to go to St. John's, and a lot of people that were like my, I guess, acquaintances were going to St. John. So I was just scared of running into them and just being too familiar with my crowd. I kind of wanted to go outside my comfort zone and just try something new. I thought that was best for me. I wanted to get out of the city life. And well, we see where I am now. So obviously, it didn't work.
Couldn't keep you away too long.
So the reason I transferred over, I have a bunch of reasons why I transferred over, but one of the main reasons was I was unhappy. I realized that I was only ever happy at Scranton when Tyler and Lucas, who is my boyfriend and also Tyler's roommate, which is how Tyler and I know each other,
Yeah.
uh, would come and visit me. And so that said a lot, that out of all the, I think, how many weeks? It was like 16 weeks of Scranton. The only weekends I would enjoy is when they came to visit me. Um, Another thing about Scranton and other out of state schools, it's kind of a pattern where you'll notice within schools that are in main cities, and they like to portray Scranton as a big city. So let me put that out there. It's
Don't
not.
get it twisted.
So New York City is the one and only city for me. But the dining hours were terrible. I was in cheer at Scranton, and I would have practice late night. Some of my practices would end at like 7:30, 8. Sometimes they would end at 9:45, and the dining hall closed at 9 o'clock every day. The only thing that was open was the on-campus Chick-fil-A till 10 p.m. So you'll see all those student athletes running and making a beeline straight for Chick-fil-A. And as much as great as it sounds, Chick-fil-A every night for like 3 weeks is not it. um, but yeah, I just every restaurant closed at 7:30. Like even McDonald's closed at 7:30. And
That's
if you're a
absurd.
New York City native, you know McDonald's is a 24-hour type of situation. I was bored also at Scranton. Scranton, I would say it is a party school, but that cycle of just doing the same thing every weekend, going to the one
Same
spot and
basement.
that same basement was not it for me. It wasn't my lifestyle. It could be yours. I'm not judging, but it wasn't mine. I couldn't, do the same thing over and over again. And New York City just has so much more to offer, and it gives you that rush. I know it's a little cliche to say that, but New York City does give you that rush if that's what you're looking for. Um, and then on top of that, I was consistently coming home every single weekend. If Lucas and Tyler or one of my friends weren't visiting me, I was going home. I think
We
while
rented
I
a car just to pick you up.
yeah, I think that while I was at Scranton, out of the many weekends, majority of the weekends I spent at St. John's with Tyler and Lucas. And it just goes to show that like that wasn't my cup of tea. And um when I came back and visited St. John's, I didn't do a campus tour actually. I never did a campus tour. My campus tour was seeing the campus when I visited Tyler, and I just realized the dynamic wasn't like what I expected from a St. John's campus. I expected like a really boring campus that's like somewhat Long Island. It's like whatever. It's like not that near to the city, where in reality it is very close to the city compared to a lot of the other schools. Um, but St. John's just basically had what I wanted, and there was no reason for me not to transfer over.
But so yeah, for me, like I said, I'm a triplet, so like going to school, like growing up, period, with two other people next to you, it was cool. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely wanted to branch out and have my own set of friends, my own wings and whatever. So when I took a campus tour, and my mom was dragging me and my sisters to every school imaginable. I toured 20 plus campuses, but I was working a restaurant job, and my boss's son went to St. John's, and they were like, "Hey, go check it out. Like, I know you're into the city." Like I said, I'm from upstate, so like just about an hour 15. So I was always close enough but I was never in it. So I was like, all right, I want a city campus. They're like, oh, just go check it out. I fell in love. I knew instantly I was coming there. So like the tour really did it for me. Like I was like, this is perfect. I knew instantly. I was like, Mom, don't even book another tour. So that was really easy. And then like also on that tour, like I know her teacher said like dorming wasn't for her just because it was so close. For me, dorming made sense, and there's really no better dorm. Like I can't speak highly enough about the dorms. I was in the dorms freshman year. I went off campus for a different situation, and then I went back to the dorms because I like them that much. So I could speak about the dorms all day, which I can. So and then why I chose St. John's, like I said, it's location. Like I was looking at all these city schools. I was looking at Manhattan. I was looking at a bunch of things, and like none of them really did it for me. And the main thing was I wanted a campus. I wanted the city experience, but I didn't want to be looking up at a skyscraper wondering, is that my building? Is this person in my class? I wanted a campus feel, but then we have the city right outside of it. And like Richie said, it doesn't give the like Long Island vibe. Like you have a campus and you step off, you're in the city. I can't say enough about it. And then like also going to like the identity, like this is a D1 school. Like we just got Rick Pitino. We're in the Big East. Like this is a big school, but don't let that fool you. Don't take that to heart. I see the same people every day, and I see new people every day. It isn't as big as you think, and it's bigger than you think. Like it really is the perfect size. Being a D1 school, like you get that big school element, but you're not getting drowned out by all the other students. Like my professors know me by name, and I know them. So that's really what I wanted when I came to school. So that's what did it for me.
Just because Tyler mentioned Rick Pitino, here's me
The
flex.
goat.
Here's me and Rick
we're,
Pitino,
we're very
guys.
proud. We're very proud. We're hoping for a big year.
It's a big flex to say Rick Pitino is the coach of your basketball team.
One of my friends goes to Iona, and I immediately texted him when we got him. I was like, sorry. Like, my bad.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the student life as a commuter, aka me, and then the student life as a resident, aka Tyler. Just because I feel like a lot of people have some sort of stigma around St. John's commuter and resident life. Um, I know a lot of people. Well, when I was applying for colleges, I thought that if I didn't reside at where I was going, I was going to have a terrible college experience. And I wasn't gonna have that, so and so college life, aka I meant the partying, but my mom didn't need to know that. Um, but basically, student life as a commuter, you're not excluded from anything whatsoever. Whatever there is to do as a resident, there is to do as a commuter. So, for example, there is resident weeks where the resident assistants, so your RAs, will host stuff for the student residents at St. John's. They'll have like battle of the dorm, so they'll
Mm-hmm.
one dorm will do something versus another dorm. They'll have like things along the. I remember I played like a big Connect floor. I don't
Yeah.
know. Were you there?
No,
Where
we played against each other because, like
Oh
I
yeah,
said,
we
I
played
think you
against
step
each other.
outside your dorm, there's no telling what's going on campus. Like,
Yeah, there's always
I
stuff.
know one year, like Jimmy Fallon came through and did a cooking in the dorms with the kids, so like, there's always something going on.
Yeah, and
J. Cole was outside the gate one day just making a music video.
there's there's like snowball fights I've heard of, water balloon fights, things like that. But that's for residents. But then they also have the same thing for a commuter. As I said, I am a commuter, but I've experienced all of those sort of things. They won't exclude you whatsoever. But then they also have commuter week. So basically, commuter week will take place midday throughout the week, Monday to Friday. They'll just host events on campus specifically for commuters, but not excluded to residents. So there's always something going on, including DAC after dark and stuff like that, which I'll get into a little bit in my next slides. But I just
Mhm.
wanted to point out that as a commuter, you're not excluded from anything. You're always involved on campus. I know a lot of times people are like, what if I join a group and it's like after hours, after classes, you can't make it, you have to go straight home. We actually have our DAC or our common hours. So this is twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays from 1:50 to 3:25, and basically it just gives groups and commuters time to rest in between days through your classes, to go get lunch or to go to meetings that you need to attend. So basically you don't need to go back and forth from campus and whatnot.
They're
So
making your life easier.
exactly, St. John's is always aware of students' priorities. You want to talk about anything about
uh,
residents?
I think you hit everything. So,
Okay, cool. Okay, so what is there to do at St. John's? We have something called DAC After Dark. We host events such as, oh, let me actually, you know what? Explain what DAC is, because I keep saying DAC. DAC is our D'Angelo Center. We like to call this place the Perfect Johnny because this is where 50% of our commuter, 50% of our social and academic life takes place in DAC. We have our student government offices, our fraternity and sorority lives. Don't let fraternity and sorority scare you away.
yeah, we'll
We
get into that.
have
Don't
another
worry.
slide about that. But basically, it's where I like to say all life takes place at St. John's. It's like a little hub of students. So we actually have a coffee house. It's just a floor that is excluded to only Starbucks, and then there's like a little coffee house vibe. There's a piano, a stage. So a lot of clubs like to take place there and host events. So DAC After Dark is basically after classes, clubs will host events. Recently, they had a tote making class, so they bought a
Mhm.
bunch of totes and you could go and paint them. For Valentine's Day, they hosted a flower bouquet making class, so you could, and it's all completely free. You can go make your own bouquet of flowers and take it home.
Save some
They
money on Valentine's Day.
they had a candle making class. So there's a lot of things going on at DAC. Studio C, once every, I believe every Friday, once a month, there's like a time where all students can come, and it's like a talent show basically. So it's a really great way where students just can give feedback onto your priorities, what you love to do in life, or it's just they do like poetry and stuff. It's just a
Hmm.
nice Brooklyn coffee house feel.
Creative outlet type vibe.
Exactly. And then we also offer yoga and gym classes. We do have a gym that's accessible to all St. John students, but throughout the gym or through the gym, they host yoga, Pilates. They do a
Kickboxing,
yoga.
spin.
Exactly. And then they also have, I believe, a yoga after dark. They do it on their great lawn and they'll give glow in the dark like little bands, and you'll do yoga out there, and it's very, very cool and relaxing, and it's a nice de-stressor. And they also have cooking lessons at Monty's. Monty's is our main dining hall at St. John's. They just recently started this. I know that they made like ramen once, which is super, super cool, but they just do a lot of different things. Basketball games, I feel like that doesn't need to be explained.
Self-explanatory.
We have great
Carnesecca, MSG, Rick Pitino, like we get.
UBS Arena, you can name it
Yeah.
all. We're all around. And then Commuter Week, which is what I got into previously. So addressing the rumors. Tyler,
So
take
I
it
know.
away.
Yeah, so I know everybody's worried about St. John's being a suitcase college, or like people come and go, but like Rita just said, there's always something going on during, after, and before like class. Like I said, there's always something going on campus, off campus. Like you're bound to run into something. They always do pop ups on like the lawn and stuff. So there's always a market. There's always something going on. Is St. John safe? So public safety is all retired FDNY, NYPD. So they are more than capable, more than they know how to handle any situation. A lot of them are actually dads of kids here on campus. So we like to say they're the dads of everybody here on campus. They will help you off campus as well. I actually live off campus, and they've helped me jumpstart my car, shovel out my car. They do patrol 3 miles, so I feel safe no matter where I am, on campus, off campus. It is a gated campus, which is something, like I said, a lot of New York City schools do not have. So it's super privileged that we're in the middle of Queens, and I feel super protected. We also have a blue light system, so if you ever do feel unsafe on campus, you could hit one of those blue lights. They're located all over. All the cameras point to you, and public safety will be on the phone speaking to you over the pole, and they will be in your vicinity within like 2 minutes. So safety is not something we play around here at St. John's, and it's definitely handled. I know a lot of people have questions about frat and sorority life, so like I said, this is in the South. Don't worry, you're in Queens. So I say that just because I have a lot of friends that go to Penn State. I have a lot of friends that go to like Notre Dame. I know Notre Dame doesn't have frats, but it's still that big school thing. I have friends that go to Clemson. I have friends that go to Syracuse. Like, you're not in the South. You're not walking down Fraternity Row looking at a mansion for five. Like, it's not. It's not how it is. We're in the middle of Queens. But with that being said, we do have frats. We do have sororities, but they're not like what you see in a movie. Like, all the frats, all the sororities are run through the school. So everything that is handled is through the school. So nothing shady, nothing off campus, all that. Like I said, you're not walking down Fraternity Row. You're not gonna see a big house. Like you get like we don't. They're actually in New York State law. You're not allowed to have a frat house or sorority house, but you can live with some frat brothers. But that's not a frat house. So it's a little different here. But don't worry, it's still here if you want it, and it's a great resource. We have a super great alumni network, and that's amplified even with the fraternities network, so or sorority network. So we do have it here, and it's a great asset, but it's not what you're seeing in the movies. It's not the South. You're in Queens, so.
Yeah. We always like to reassure, especially parents that and students that if you're not in a fraternity or sorority, like you don't need to worry about it. Like you will
Mhm.
still have that college experience
I'm not in a
nonetheless.
frat.
I'm not in a
I
sorority.
have a bunch of friends that do. Like I don't judge
Oh,
anything.
exactly. Okay. Okay, let's be for real. Are we actually happy as St. John students? Tyler, are you actually happy to be a St. John student?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't tell from the smile this whole presentation, yeah, like I said, I'm a triplet, so I do have a unique perspective on colleges, and seeing Retigia, picking up Retigia at Scranton was another thing. Like, I take the jacket off, I take the red ambassador jacket off. I tell you right now, I'd pick St. John's 10 times over. I really wouldn't change a thing. Like I didn't mention it in my intro. I went through it too quick, but I'm actually working an internship that I got through St. John's. So like I said, I wouldn't trade anything that lived on campus, off campus. Like I love St. John's. I really can't say enough good things about it. So.
Yeah. Um, and like Tyler said, taking out our red polo. Obviously, we're off-duty student ambassadors right now. We actually volunteered to do this. It's not
Mm-hmm.
something that we were chosen to do. I mean, I did pick Tyler, but I picked Tyler for a reason. Um, we weren't chosen to do this. We actually had to volunteer
Mm-hmm.
to talk about why we chose St. John's and why we love it so much. So it's not like a forced type of situation. And while making this presentation, I told Tyler that I wanted to keep it as real as possible because I would
Yeah.
want to, put out a real message and not have people come to St. John's and
We all
dislike
know
it.
how colleges put up that facade when you're applying, and they're like, "Hey, like we offer this, and that." Like, I,
Yeah,
like I said, I'll take the pull off right now. I'll tell you everything and more. Like,
exactly. And
I
at
can't speak enough
Scranton,
good things about it.
yeah, at Scranton, I wasn't happy, as I mentioned so many times before. But at St. John's, I really am happy. I was born and raised in New York. I need that lifestyle, and having the city away from only like I think 30 minutes away from St. John's is ideal for me. Like Tyler said, he's doing an internship right now. He had to go to Fashion Week in New
Mm-hmm.
York, and it was super convenient for him to go from St. John's
Yeah,
to
I literally was one of the interns that got to go because I was in New York.
yeah,
So
so
that's
it's
something you wouldn't
great.
get anywhere else.
Yeah, I would say if if I had to go back and do it all over again and actually pick a school for the first time, knowing what I know now, I would definitely choose St. John's all over again and only would be St. John's.
We're happy you're here now.
Exactly. Okay, now I know that you guys all signed up for a Q&A and we didn't really get to we answered a few of our questions that we usually get on a tour, a bunch of tours. A lot of families ask us, a lot of students ask us, but we'll take some comments, questions, or concerns. So if you guys have anything, definitely hit us in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep it open for a minute, and if not, we'll end it there. Does anyone have any questions?
Anything they're
I
curious about, anything with the dorms, I can kind of answer it all.
I see that we have one person that joined in the midst of our presentation. If you don't mind putting in your name and where you're from and what major you're thinking about. Oh, I see her typing. Okay, cool.
Is that Luca in the grass on that picture?
Oh yeah, that is Luca.
Yo,
Luca is
that's
a
adorable.
he we call I call him a Johnny because he's his one of his
He's
first
an
plays.
official Johnny.
Yeah. Luca's the little doggy on top. Oh, you actually also see my cheer girls on the side over here at St. We I had them come
You
to
brought
St.
them on campus?
Yeah, I had them come to watch the fireworks as team bonding and they
Oh,
enjoyed
dope.
it. I see Chelsea typing, so I'm gonna wait a second.
My laptop sounds like a jet engine right
I
now.
hear it a little bit.
Shit's about to take off.
Oh, hey
Oh, where are you
Chelsea,
transferring from?
transfer student. Watch her
Mhm.
say Scranton. She's coming from Nassau.
Okay.
Very nice. I hope to see you around campus soon, actually. I'll be
Mhm.
here for another year. Tyler's a senior, so
Yeah, you only got me till May, so catch me while you can.
yeah, you're gonna see him on Acceptance Students Day,
Hmm.
guys.
Yo, yeah,
Speaking
come say hi.
of
Come say I was
Acceptance
watching Johnny on the
Students
spot.
Day, Acceptance Students Day is on April 13th. Do you like that transition?
That was a good one.
Um, as you can see, another picture of Tyler looking super, super happy with me.
Guys, it's mad early. We gotta be there early. I gotta get coffee.
You guys may get there at 10 a.m. on Acceptance Students Day, but we get there at 5:45 a.m. So if you guys see us with a nice bright
Bear with
smile
us.
on our face, that's how you know we actually want to be there.
Hmm.
Well, I appreciate all of you guys for watching. I didn't see any questions, comments, or concerns in the chat, but feel
You got
free to
questions on Unibuddy?
yeah, find us on Unibuddy, find us on our social media at St. John's Ambassadors, and text with any questions or email. We're very easy to find. But thank you guys for listening so much. We hope to see you on Acceptance Students Day. Come find us. If you guys see us, don't be afraid to approach us and say hi and tell us that you've watched us.
Hmm.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
We'll wait for
Uh-uh.
everyone. Thanks.
Mhm.
Thanks, Al. Let me stop sharing my screen. I can do that. Is my screen still sharing?
No, just you and us. Or you and me.
I
Just us.
feel like I just learned how to. Okay, cool. I'm gonna end the event, guys.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you guys.
Bye.